We are here at the 2005 Melbourne EV show. Got a good representation of all the EV brands here. We've got Zeekr. We've got Xpeng. Occupies a really big floor area here. We have some from Smart. We're gonna have Segway there, and we can see right up in the distance there the Tesla Owners Club of Australia. So we'll go around and see what we have. This is the Xpeng G6, and this is where you really appreciate Tesla packaging. Although this is a small car, there's a few space here that they could have turned into a small frunk, but they didn't. Some really decent set of wheels. It's a 20-inch 255 45, so similar to what you see on the Tesla upgraded wheels. Now this is the Tesla Model Y Juniper version. They moved the windshield washer reservoir right out here. Size of the frunk looks similar. Much cleaner. You can see this side here. Not sure what that is. And you also see the edge of the frunk being squarish, not round. So that's also different. So here they're trying to demonstrate the practicality, or if you're taking your Tesla on a camping trip, they've got the tow hitch. This is the rear taillight of the Tesla Model Y Juniper. You can see that the light's actually at the bottom, and then it sort of projects here, which is kind of plastic looking, sort of texture. And you got the Tesla embossed logo there. And as I've said, the rear camera is right there. And the number plate is right at the bottom of the bumper. You also have a rear marker light there, slightly different from the previous one. So if you own a Tesla, make sure to check out the Tesla Owners Club of Australia. There's some benefits that you can have as part of your membership. So this is the stall that's sponsored by the Tesla Owners Club. They're affiliated with Tesla, so although this is not the Tesla stall, the Tesla Owners Club of Australia is affiliated with Tesla. So the new Juniper doesn't have that plastic seal. It's all carpet as well. And then if you notice the actual sub-trunk, there's a space for the parcel shelf cover. And we have this camping thing, obviously set up to showcase the camping ability of the Tesla Model Y. Camping ability, that's a new word. Now this is different. This is a cue to using the Segway. So obviously Segways has always been an electric mode of transport, but they've set up this sort of a racetrack. And you see there's a lot of people queuing up to join in the action. So yeah, good on Segway doing this. They have a big stall right there. Oh, and they also have go-karts. There you go. Go-Kart Pro 2.0. This is the Segway Cyber. Is that how you call it? Cyber. Off-road performance e-bike. There you go, in the flesh. So obviously Segway is trying to capitalize on the EV explosion. Moved on from just a simple personal mobility into a full-blown road mode of transportation. So it looks pretty cool. You got your suspension there and a battery pack. that gives you about 77 kilometers of range. It's pedal power. So this one has 1.4 kilowatt hour energy, so roughly about maybe 50 Teslas. This is the Xpeng stall. This one right in front of us is the Xpeng G6. We got a tow bar hitch. We also have a bike rack. And again, the Xpeng G6 without any frunk, although there's a lot of space. You see at the bottom there, they couldn't convert that into some practical use. This is the Xpeng G6 as well in silver. You have a daytime running lamp, and then you have your headlight at the bottom. You got cameras right there in front there. Still have some ultrasonic sensors right there and right there, but it also has some front camera right there. So in terms of price, very decent. So for the standard range, you have 54,800. For the long range, it's 59,800. Driving range, their standard range is comparable to the Tesla. Some really good specs there. Dashcam and Sentry mode, over-the-air updates. Let's look at front. Leave this.
Hold that up?
No, I was trying to make it. It should stand up like this, because if you're the only one.
Yes, that's true. You don't
How do
need
you-
a rescuer like me.
Exactly.
Yes.
Heated seats. You can feel the heat. Someone turned on the music. But nice and soft. It feels like synthetic leather. Really good. And that's probably what you use to open the door. So it's frameless design. We're inside the Zeekr G6. Very Tesla-like. Is there an emergency door release? I don't see any. But you can. That's a good. So that's obviously electronic. And there's no emergency door. Oh, here it is. I think that's the emergency door release, which is covered by this plastic piece here. And that sort of covers there. So you somehow need to remove this. Oop, that falls off. So that sort of goes in there. But you need to somehow, oh, there it is. So you push this side to expose the emergency door latch. It's easier than the Tesla. So that's back. There we go. So stepping up in the model lineup, we have the Xpeng G9. So this is the rear of the G9, slightly longer than the G6. So this one has a more traditional SUV shape. Not sure whether that's air suspension, but it's really low on the ground right now. This is 21-inch wheels, 255/45, but this is way too heavy. So this is the performance models, performance G9. And let's open up the boot. Let's see how practical it is. Nothing here. There's no way to hold this up apart from that, but yeah, there's no way to hold that up. There's hardly any sub-trunk. So I'm not sure what happened. So I can feel there's a massage seat in the back. So the G9 has a manual door release. And you got this, really nice and really decent there.
That is pretty cool.
I have 3 screen layout and you can.
This is cool.
Thank you. Somebody just
Guys,
folded the seat for me.
It has a
And then we have the P7 Plus. Pricing is not yet available, but you can see acceleration is 5.9, so not really performance type, although they have designated this as the P7 Plus. Not sure what their model lineup suggests, but it's just 5.9, so just typical of the rear-wheel drive. So it has the 800 volt architecture as well. It's nice to see new cars coming up with the 800 volt architecture.
Might hit someone.
So it's vision based as well. You can see all the people roaming around. That is very Tesla like, although this guy here, what does that do?
He's your assistant.
He's your assistant. He's resistant. He's our resistant. Is that a lost in translation? He's resistant. From Xpeng to Zeekr. So these two companies are trying to battle it out, trying to get a piece of the Australian car market share, and let's see what they have for us. So this is what the Zeekr X front look like. There's hardly anything in there. You can probably put a laptop. That's about it. There you go. That's nice big thud there. This is the Zeekr 001 FR. Still left-hand drive. I'm not sure whether they'll offer this in the Australian market. This is the Audi Q4 e-tron. So it's nice that the Germans have some representation in this EV auto show. This is courtesy from our good friends at Audi Penfold in Burwood. This is the profile of the Audi Q4 e-tron. This is the sloping roof line, much smaller. So not as flashy as the Q6. Separate screens. Like the shape of the steering. Hexagon. Buttons without labels. I guess they'll illuminate when you just turn on the car. I don't know what each of the buttons does. Really good head-up display. It's got a very small armrest here. It's very flimsy. A bit plasticky here. Now this is the Q6 e-tron. And it's nice to see big front space here. Still not as big as the Tesla, but at least they've started to package it really well, so was able to take advantage of the free space. You can see the innards of the Q6. What is this? So although there is a good amount of space here, you can't get that up. Now this is a more traditional shape SUV, the Q6. From the Audi, we are now off to Kia. So they've been relegated to the back of the hall. Although they have a really good representation here. I see 5 cars, starting with the Niro, which is probably their smallest. And this is where you really can't beat the Chinese. This Niro EV, which is probably the standard in the range, is a touch over 72,000 drive away. So quite significant. So just sitting on the Niro, it's very small. I feel like you're sitting on top, like the steering is way down below here. Maybe because the seats are way too... Nope, that's the lowest. Maybe some seat steering adjustment here, but it's way too low. I like the screen, it's really nice and wide. And this is sort of cars these days are all about screens. So you can, that's a common theme that you see in most cars these days. The bigger screen, the better. Again, nothing on the front. Nope. I don't even know how to open that one. So I really can't. Yep. Nope. That's it. There's no storage area here. It's a really high opening. Hopefully they don't close this on me. Quite a decent size, and it's got a traditional shaped SUV. And moving up into the lineup, we have the Kia EV6. So their standard model starts at 78,500 drive away. They have a GT line that goes up to 85. And then if you have all-wheel drive GT line, it goes up to 94 grand. And if you do the GT all-wheel drive dual motor, that will set you back 109. So it tops out at 109,000. I'm sure you can still option that. I'm sure you can still push that to way past 110. Some really good seal here. We've got seal here. Got a seal at the bottom to prevent dust from going up all the way to the sill. And if you listen, nice thud. And that's the rear of the EV6. Very unique shape, very stylish. So if you open up the boot, somewhere here, opens up really high. What is this? Okay, that's the sound system. There's the Meridian sound system, same sound system that they have on Range Rovers. Can you open that one? That's about it. It's a flat sort of sub-trunk, so it's second level, so there's no deep pocket. So not so practical in terms of boot space there. Just have a different shaped trunk. So this is their GT line, and that's why you got this really aggressive rear spoiler at the back. Flush door handle. You open it like that. Two-tone seat. Feels like artificial leather. You got like a suede material. Mechanical door handles. Ooh, my head hit there. So let's see. It's a nice stud. Ooh. The seat's way inclined at the back. This actual bench seat. Nice dark Alcantara trim. Comfortable headrest. Decent. That's way.
How's the
That's
front like?
yeah, it's pretty good. Seat's a bit too low. Seat's a bit too low. You can see my legs there, like all the way like that. I think
But
it's because
spacious,
of.
yeah?
Uh,
Just lower but spacious, yeah?
yeah, it's
Oh,
alright.
you're right.
Got-
Yeah, you have a seat, right?
Yep, I think you can see a lot of the car manufacturers do the big screen here. The bigger screen it is, the better.
Nice.
Work. We got some undercarriage storage here.
You know, Genesis has an EV.
Yeah.
This is the Kia version.
Now this is the big kahuna, the Kia EV9. So they have 3 models in the range. It starts with the Kia EV9 Air, which is at 106. And then you have the EV9 Earth, which is a dual motor, 119. And you have your GT line, which tops out at 138. But I'm sure you can still option that further to push it up all the way to 150. Very Range Rover-like door handles. This one says it's 21-inch wheels, but it looks a lot bigger on this car. So they have the camera-based side view mirror. So you have the rear camera projecting on the side here. Let's see what it looks like. Let's close the door.
Getting convinced if I can get it under the LCT. You get the opposite.
This is the trunk of the EV9, obviously 7 seats.
Do it better than that.
Now this is the Kia EV5, which was touted as the Tesla Model Y killer. Let's see why is that. So it's got a 3-model lineup. Starts with the EV5 Air at 63,900. Obviously rear-wheel drive, 400-kilometer range. And then it goes up to the Earth, which is all-wheel drive, long range, again 500-kilometer range. And tops up with a GT line, all-wheel drive, long range, which is around 76 grand, 470 kilometers of range. It has the traditional wing mirror, and you have flush door handle, wouldn't close, but you pull on the lever, open up the door. Nice mechanical door handle there, so you don't need an emergency door release. And I like the styling of the Kias because they have a subfloor storage. Nice sweeping display. And they have this thing again. I'm not sure what that is. So this is the EV5 GT line, now on special, $74,990. Open up door handle, it's mechanical. Push button, glove box compartment. In terms of practicality, let's see what they got. So you have, this is different. So very unique. So instead of having cover open up, the normal one, this one turns into a shelf. Still have a bit of space here. So it becomes a 2-level compartment here. And this one opens up the usual way, but it doesn't lock up. It's good packaging. That's unique. That's pretty good. It's really nice shape, traditional SUV shape. You don't have that sloping roof line, so much more practical. Charging port is here on the driver's side, front fender, and you have the signature Kia daytime running lamp. Now moving down to the lineup, this is the Kia EV3. So again, they have the 3-model lineup. It starts with the EV Air at 56 grand. Moving up, we have the Earth at 62 grand. So this is 563 kilometers of range. And top of the line is the GT line, which is 68 grand. It's that all-wheel drive with head-up display, lumbar. So in terms of shape, the EV3 it looks like a small EV5, which is a small EV9. Open up the front, sort of Tesla-like, and the seat sort of retracts a bit. Fabric. Like the shape here.
Somewhat
Swoop. Big screen. Got the sunroof right there. And this is just a flat space. I'm not sure what that's meant to be. But you can put laptop in there. But I like the design language. You have your big screen there, and an hexagon-shaped steering wheel. The thing is here somewhere. There it is. Decent glove box. And when you open the door, the seat pulls back a bit, closing it with a nice, satisfying thunk. This is the trunk of the EV3. So it looks like you can lift this up. And let's see if I can make this work. You can make like this. Obviously, you have more room, hidden space, but likewise, you can also just put this down and you got a bigger boot space. Practical, very good, good design. And they have the standard Kia EV daytime running lamps. And that's the Kia stall. We are at the Polestar stall. This is the Polestar 4. Now we've got two models in the lineup. You have your long-range single motor and a long-range dual motor. They haven't advertised the price, but the long-range single motor will take you to 620 kilometers of range, and the long-range dual motor is 590 kilometers. It says there it has 100 kilowatt-hour battery. This is the rear of the Polestar 4, and what's unique about this is that this one has no rear window. Oh, hit me on the head there. And very Tesla-like, you've got a big screen in the middle. I have a driver instrument display. Got a frameless window. Mechanical door release. Nice stud. Comfortable headrest. Good foot space. Big panoramic sunroof. These are very sharp. Very sharp fabric. Really comfortable. So you open up the boot by pressing that button. Opens up nice and high. And this one, really good boot space there. This one you can do it like that, or you can sort of lower it down so you have more space. I like how they do that. It's the same as the EV5. But yes. Press button to close. No windows. It's got a frameless side wing mirror, built-in blind spot indicator, and there's signature Polestar daytime running lamp. And that's what the taillight looks like on the Polestar 4. Now this is the Polestar 2. They have 4 models in the lineup. So their standard range, 546 kilometers of range, and their long-range single motor tops up at 659 kilometers. That's pretty good range. So this is the long-range dual motor. It has a 82 kilowatt-hour battery pack, 350 kilowatts of power, 0 to 100 in 4.2 seconds. So it's a Polestar 2. Traditional looking door handles. Whoa. Screen's layout is portrait, but you have a dedicated instrument cluster for the driver. So the fabric isn't as scratchy, unlike the Polestar 4. Interesting gear selector here. They're simplistic. You've got the phone, charger going up that way. Very Volvo-like interface. Tactile buttons there. Volume is this way. Yep, that's. I got some mechanical door release. Memory seats, of course. This is the top of the range. And you got this one. You got the Polestar logo here. I'm not sure what you can put in there. Orange seat belts. That's an interesting choice of color. I guess that makes it look sporty. Headrests, very comfortable. This is the rear of the Polestar 2. Now where is the door release? Might be there. That's way up there. That's not really intuitive. What's this? You have nice, decent space. Quite heavy. What do you have here? So you can set that up to divide that area with this area. Then you can either close or lock. This is the Polestar 3. You have 3 models in the range. You have your long-range single motor, long-range dual motor with performance pack. Range starts from 567 on the long-range performance, but tops up all the way up to 706 kilometers. So that'll be interesting to see whether what's the real world range for that. The front, you've got some decent size number Polestar signature daytime running lamp. And so the shape is more like a traditional SUV, more squarish, unlike the Polestar 4. So unlike the Polestar 4, this one has a rear window. So again, to open the boot, it'll be somewhere here. And it wouldn't open. Oh, it's locked. So you open the boot from the bumper switch. So they have it locked, so let's just hold and press. Say that again. And opens up better. Ooh, that's a big space, but this is not. That is weird. How do you lock this? How do you hold this? There's no way to hold this in place while you're loading up the thing. We're in the back seat of the Polestar 3. BMW sound system.
Warming seats, yeah?
Oh my god, it's so hot.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
It's
hot.
warm. Yeah. So if you want to like warm, you know,
Yeah.
the battery's 51%.
Yeah, make it
And there's no door
You
handle,
want to come
grab
check?
handles,
nice, that is.
but it's mechanical door release. Very spacious.